It's that time again, it's time for the new anime to start airing and for me to fall behind straight away because of various real life stuff getting in the way of reviewing anime. But that's never stopped me before, it's not going to stop me this time either, especially given the fact I'm looking at these new anime in two different perspectives this season as I'm testing out a new thing. You may have already noticed, but I've got some YouTube shorts up on the channel where I take an immediate look at the first 4 shows of the season and let you know in short form video, or you can watch a full form video which you're doing right now. Or you never know, you can watch both if you want to. But what am I going to review today? Well, the first 4 new shows to air this season. So join me, because this is a 2023 autumn anime preview from a different perspective. First up today, we've got My Daughter's Left the Nest and Returned an S-Rank Adventurer. An anime about a girl called Angeline, who is found as a young baby, raised by a former adventurer called Belgrave, and leaves town to become an adventurer. Fast forward a good few years and she's made a name for herself, so much so she's now a highly talented S-Rank adventurer. Along with her party members Anessa and Miriam, they're an unstoppable fighting force. Miriam providing with magic, Anessa providing with strategy and arrows, with Angeline being a badass swordswoman who doesn't take no for an answer. Unfortunately, she's not been home in quite a long time, and so she's trying to get time off work to go back home. And you know how it is, you want time off work, but every time you try and get it, your boss turns around and says, no, you need to do this. Never has that been more of a case when with Angelina, who is now an S-Rank adventurer, but with no chance of getting time off because she's so good at her job. Will Angelina ever get time off work? Well, I don't know. But I mean, her frustration seems to be growing throughout the entire episode, with Belgrave being a doting father who really wants to see his daughter and keeps getting disappointed. This one has a sort of comedic streak to it. It's not comedy, not slapstick comedy anyway, but it's a heartwarming father-daughter, not really father-daughter, actually not related, scenario. Now there's a lot more going on here under the covers, I'm sure. I can imagine plot lines about Angeline's real family, who she really is, why she was left in the forest, abandoned. I'm sure that will come up later on in the anime. But for now, based on purely episode 1, I do quite enjoy this quite a lot. Is it enough to stick to with? Well, in my opinion, it's probably worth sticking with. It's an interesting tale of adventuring girls, a daughter, most powerful, wanting to see her father again, and a father just longing to see his daughter again. What more can you want? If you do want to watch My Daughter Left the Nest Return Next Rank Adventurer, you can find it airing over at Crunchyroll. Next up today, we've got A Girl and a Guard Dog, an anime about a girl whose parents died when she was very young. With her closest relative being her grandfather, she goes to live on her grandfather's estate. Unfortunately, her grandfather just happens to be the boss of a Yakuza clan, and so she becomes the daughter of a Yakuza family. All the kids in school abandon her as being a scary girl, don't want to be associated with a bad guy, and she lives a really solitary school life for the years following her parents' death. Thankfully at home, she's got her caretaker, Keiya Uto, the man put in charge of raising and basically caring for Isaku. Now Isaku, of course being a young girl growing up, is very impressionable, and Keiya is a very attractive young man. And so as she grows up, being so close to Keiya, feelings are sure to stir. It's not as if Keiya is really hiding against those feelings either, he seems to be welcoming them. And herein lies the problem with this anime in my opinion. There's a layer of creepiness which seeps in, made even more so by the main plot of the anime, where Isaku tries to find a high school quite a distance away from her family so she can go there and be a normal high school girl for a change, only to go there the first day and find a classmate called Keiya Uto. Yep, her now 26-year-old caretaker has involved as a high school boy, bribing the school in order to become her classmate and protect her from anyone who wants to do her harm, and other guys who approach her. They're quickly labelled as a weird pairing, and despite Keiya winning the class over by his very mature, very attractive sounding sugared words, Isaku feels a bit torn. She doesn't want to hate Keiya because Keiya's doing its best for her, and she does have a serious crush on him. But in my opinion, Keiya is taking advantage of the situation. He's had control over this girl for 10 years of her life, and he's now trying to control her life in high school and beyond as well. He's clearly attracted to her, I mean she's a very attractive young lady, and she has developed feelings for him. But is that because she finds him attractive or finds him good? Are they a good match? Or is it just because she's been stuck with him for 10 years or more and doesn't know any better? It's a very controlling relationship, and in my opinion this is creepy. Overall, if it wasn't for a creepiness, I would be recommending this one hands over fist. But with creepiness, I can't recommend it unless you give it a try first. It could become good, but that creepy level needs to be toned down. And honestly, I'm not sure it will. If you want to watch a girl and a guard dog, you can find it airing over at Crunchyroll. Next up today, we've got Frieren Beyond Journey's End, an anime about a young elf girl who helps out the hero's party defeat the Demon King. But that's not the story of the anime. The anime is what happens after that, as Frieren lives on beyond the hit level of the party, and she remains as youthful as she ever was as the heroes around her grow older and fade away into memory. You see, Frieren wasn't the young girl she appears to be. She's an elf, and so her lifespan is massive. And so for her, what was a mere 10-year journey was a massive part of the life of both Himmel and Heiter, as well as Dwarf Eisen, who accompanied her to defeat the Demon King. And no more is this true than a reunion 50 years after the fact, as she reunites with Himmel, Heiter and Eisen, looking much older and much more wise in her old age, with Frieren still looking the same beautiful silver-haired, twin-tailed elf girl she always was. Now, Frieren had me hooked even before we hit the halfway point of the first episode, which is impressive because they decided to air the first 4 episodes back to back off over the first week. Now, at this point, I've only watched the first episode, but the moment I finish recording this, I'm probably going to go back and watch episodes 2, 3 and 4 as well. I always like to have these previews based on just the first episode which aired, which sometimes is a bit longer if it's a double length episode, but as these were 4 separate episodes, I judged them just based on the first one. But this one is one which I highly recommend you go back and watch. This is a thought-provoking anime. It has vibes of the likes of Kino's Journey, where it looks at humanity from a different perspective. Frieren has a completely different perspective on humanity and how humanity goes about life and death. And at the end of the first episode, we're thrown a little bit of a curveball as we meet her up-and-coming apprentice, Fern, who the priest Heiter has had living with him in hopes that next time he meets Frieren, he will get Frieren to become Fern's mentor, her tutor. And this is going to be another relationship for Frieren to grow with, as we can probably see Fern grow from a young girl to being a young lady, to being a woman, to being an old woman, and we could see her passing away as well. I mean, Frieren has witnessed a lot in her life. She's seen friends come and go, and I imagine she's viewing Fern in the same way, but yes, she will teach this girl, but eventually she too will pass, and then there'll be another future ahead of her. It's kind of a sad existence really, and it makes me like Frieren even more just watching it, thinking about how many people she must have met and lost in life. Look, if it's not clear enough already, you need to watch this one. This one is airing over at Crunchyroll, and it comes highly recommended. Just watch it. Finally today, we have Ragna Crimson, an anime whose title sounds even more toony than the anime actually is. Although that's actually a lie, because the anime is pretty much as toony as you can imagine. Our main character this time is a guy called Ragna, a guy with silver hair who is out to fight dragons. He's a dragon slayer. Him and his partner Leo, the short, pink-haired character with scars all over her face, who is designed to be as protect-worthy as possible, despite probably being the most powerful character in the anime so far, and very interesting pair. I'll be honest, I don't know too much about what was going on in the anime. I found myself tuning off about halfway through the episode, and all I remember is that at one point Ragna had some kind of vision about Leo dying. He got really panicky, so started building himself up, but in the end she did die. But that's fine, because that Ragna went back in time, gave our Ragna more powers to protect Leo, changing the past, and causes all manner of changes in the world. And this is going to be a story of the powerful Ragna saving Leo, meeting up with a red-haired girl we don't know the name of yet, since we're having got a person called Crimson. I'm going to imagine she's probably called Crimson, or something red anyway. She's got red hair, so she must be. The vibes I got from Ragna Crimson were just bad. It isn't an isekai, so it's got that going for it, but there's not much else going for it that I can tell you. Except if you do want to watch it for some reason, you can find it airing over at High Dive. So that was My Daughter Left the Nest and Returned an S-Rank Adventurer, A Girl and a Guard Dog, Frieren Beyond Journey's End, and Ragna Crimson. 4 shows of varying quality which have all aired this season. Let me know what you think in the comments and join me next time for more. So until then, thanks for watching, have a wonderful day and bye bye.